Hey guys, welcome to the basics of geometry and angles. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you what you need to know in order to survive in geometry and what you need to know about geometry and different angles. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is a coordinate plane. Coordinate plane. Let me draw it out for you. Okay, so a coordinate plane consists of a line y is vertical and x is horizontal. So let me label it y and x. So it's a line of y and x, and this makes a coordinate plane. So you know how there's kind of four little squares? We call these quadrants. So this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. So it kind of goes like a circle, you know? It goes counterclockwise. Now the second thing I want to teach you is slope. Now, what is a slope? Okay, so in a coordinate plane, let me draw it. Okay, so y, x. I give you, let me label the points. This is one, this is one. I give you a line, like, yeah. Okay, so if I tell you what is the slope of this line, so you know how it goes upwards? That means it has a slope. So, how do I find out the slope? Well, you can find out the slope with a simple formula. The formula is this. It's called m. M equals slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so what do you do with this formula? What's y2 and what's y1? Okay, in order to find a slope, if I tell you to find a slope, then I have to give you 2 points on the graph. So I give you this point, which is 0 and 0, and I give you this point, which is 1 and 1. So this is x1, and this is y1, and this is x2, and this is y2. Okay, now let's follow the formula. What is the slope? So y2 minus y1, so 1 minus 0 over x2 minus x1, 1 minus 0. Now, this equals 1. So slope equals 1. Another definition of slope is called rise over run. So here, let me write it for you. Rise over run. So rise, that means you're going up, and it also can mean that you're going down. So remember I told you that y is the vertical line? So that means you're rising in the y axis. And run means you're going side to side. So it means you're going around in the x-axis, you're going horizontal. So what is the rise over run of this graph? So you can see how we rise to the first point, and we ran to also the first point. So this is 1, right? It goes up 1, and it runs 1. This is 1. So rise over run, which is also 1 over 1. So you can also prove by rise over run that the slope of this graph equals 1. The third thing that I'm going to teach you is called equation of lines. Okay, so there are many different equations. The first one I'm going to tell you is called the standard equation. Okay, I'm going to shorthand it. The standard equation follows this. It's called ax plus by equals c. Now, a, b, and c are constants. That means they're numbers, while x and y are variables, so you don't know what they are. So the second equation is called the slope-intercept form. Now, even though the one above is called standard equation, we actually use slope-intercept form the most. So the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. remember I taught you above that m equals the slope. So m is also a number, and b is also a constant. It's also a number. And y and x are variables, so you don't know what they are. And the third one is called point slope form. Okay, so the point slope form is called, well, the formula is y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. Okay, whoa, that sounds super duper confusing. Okay, remember in the equation above, I told you, like, let me give you a little sneak peek back there. You know how this slope is 1? I'll be using this example. So the 2 points are 0, 0, and 1, 1, remember. So again, in the point slope form, 0, 0, 1, 1. These are the 2 points I give you, and slope equals 1, as we found out already. So with that, you can find out the slope, the point slope, no, the slope intercept form. Okay, so actually you only need 1 point. I'm sorry. Okay, so y is a variable, you don't know y, and I'll give you this point, that's 1. So minus 1 equals the slope, which is 1, x minus 1. So the slope intercept form of this graph, if you divide it out, you move the 1 over, you distribute the x, it actually equals y over x. So as you can see, following the point slope formula, let's refer back to it, mx plus b, you can see that there's no constant, there's no b, because b is 0, and m is 1, because there's actually an imaginary 1 in front of this x. Okay.